Charts and graphs in Microsoft Excel are used to present data. Give a better presentation of your data of any content that you have. So we are going to create a simple chart and a simple graph in this short tutorial that we're going to have today. So before you can create a chart, you need some data. So we're just going to create a simple table here. So we'll just make some entries. I'm going to use the autofill function because it's much easier for me to finish it up faster. So I'll take that and then I'll just merge this and maybe have a title. So I'll select that, format cells and merge it. Then alignment and merge, that's how you combine cells. Then I'll just call my table sales records again. So I have that. I'll type the word item or maybe just type items from here. I'll say on Monday, I have shoes as my first item. Then I have maybe bells, just a simple table, maybe shirts, blouses, and trousers, pair of trousers. And then I just use autofill here too, just enter numbers and use autofill because I want to create just a simple table and it doesn't have to be that much. But when you're creating yours, you can always have a more elaborate table with reasonable content. So I'll just fill it all through, make it same as I know that won't work for me. Let me try to give it a pattern. I think that can help me. 50, double it, or maybe do that 100, 120, 80, and 70. So like we talked about in the autofill section, if you do this, you set a pattern and then it will fill your numbers using the pattern that you've set. So like in the first case, we increased the number by 15, the second section increased by 50, third section by 52, fourth section by around 35, and then yes. So this is my table. I have a table here. It's very simple. If I want to create a chart or a graph, I will need a table. I'll need some data entered within a table. Let me just format this slightly and say insert table. Then I'll rename this and call it items. Then I have my table. Now I want to create a graph, a bar graph first. So before you can create any content or any graph or chart, you must select the contents of your table. So I'll select that as has been shown. After selecting, I'll go to insert and then I'll go to this section here. The Excel view for earlier versions were a bit different because then these functions were labeled. We had charts, graphs specifically, but now in this case we have a chart and then we have various options here. Before you can maybe choose your specific chart type, there are always recommended charts. If you click on recommended charts, you'll be given a layout of samples of what you can create with your data. So if I click for instance on this here and say okay, then I'll have chart created in this manner. If I click on OK, I'll create a chart there that appears in that format, arranging the numbers in the order in which they appear in the table. So I'll just delete that because I don't want to use the recommended table, so graphs. So I'll come to this section and select, maybe I want to use a bar graph. Click on that arrow and select a specific graph that I want to use. So if I click on this, then I'll have my graph created there. I can drag it to any position that I want and I can also resize it. That's what I can do with my graph. So after creating your graph, it is simple. You can edit the content, edit the title. I can double click on this and maybe type a title here. I can double click and type something there, type my own title and say sales record, like I had done with the table. I just say sales records. If I want to edit the content of the graph, I just right click on any section that I want to edit. Just right click. I can change the color. I can set my style. There are quite a number of things that I can change within this section. That is when I right click on the graph or any bar section of my graph. So you can see that is a simple graph representing your data in this section, showing the levels or the numbers and the specific items. So that's just how simple a graph is. You can try a number of samples, a number of layouts for your graph. You can do a bit of formatting here and there just to find what fits well. So that's it for a graph. We said we are going to do a graph, a bar graph, and a chart, more specifically pie charts. So we're going to use the very same content, but we use it in a different section. So I'll select this here. I'll select the whole of this table and copy it. After I've copied it, I'll create another sheet and then come and paste it here. I'll paste everything. Now, once I have pasted the table, I'll create now my pie chart. So if I select these items, the table like I said before, and click on the insert menu and go to this section and choose a chart, I can choose different types of charts here, or I can go to pie chart here and I can choose a 3D pie chart or donut pie chart or 2D. So it now depends on what you would like to prefer. One thing you should note that is a pie chart displays the content of a single day or a single section. Like you can see now it shows Monday. It shows on Monday. If I choose the donut one, it shows all of them, but in a bit complex way that it will not be easy to understand if you don't understand charts that much. So I'll go with the plain 3D pie chart. If I click on that, it automatically creates it for me. Then I can drag it to any position. I can resize it. I can edit. Like I said, if I right click on this, I have a number of options that I can use to edit a chart and a graph. So that's just what happens there. If I want to create a chart, I follow the simple steps that I have showed you, and you can try. You can always try as many outlooks, I mean layouts that you want. So if I want to format this chart, maybe change a bit of an appearance, maybe the number of the sizes of these sections and the colors, I just uh, click on the design or on the format section. Depends on which part you want to format. If I click on the design, I'll change the appearance of my chart. Then I can choose how I want it to be. How do I want it to be? Do I want it to display percentages? Do I want it maybe to be flat? Do I want it to be tilted a little bit? So it is just whatever I choose is what happens for me. Do I want it to display the contents on the right hand side? I mean the items that have been discussed. So if I click on this, it will be on the right hand side. So that is just a layout that I have chosen. But if I didn't want this type of layout, I would just choose something else, something plain that displays the items on the lower section, like you can see here. So with this, I have the percentage and items on the lower section. So I can format this in various methods. I can change colors. I can opt to change the color contents of this. I can still click on the format menu and maybe choose a shape fill. Like there are so many things: outline fill and shape fill. So that is just how you create and format a chart and a graph. The same thing that we have done with this pie chart here is the same things that we can do with the graph that we created in this section. We can format, we can change the design, we can opt to use this, we can choose this, there are so many things that you can do with your chart and graph after creating it. Thanks for watching this. I hope it helps you create your tables. Practice frequently and you'll just get better and better and get to understand how these things work. So that's it for the creation process and the formatting process of the data and the color appearance of your chart. Thanks again. Click on the subscribe button, like and share this video, and see you in the next one.